You know that suspicion that you have that your gut health challenges are contributing to your acne? It's probably correct. Today, we're going to talk about how what's happening in your gut is showing up in your skin, plus the 3 action steps you can take to start to heal your gut naturally to support natural acne clearing. Lego? Hi there, my name is Therese, and after 15 years of acne struggles, I finally cleared my skin naturally, and I created my acne clearing program, The Clear Code, to help you do the same. 9 years and thousands of clients later, I've made it my life's work to get you clear skin without pills, creams, and/or crazy hormones, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. I'm gonna jump right into it today because gut health and your acne is one of my favorite topics. And there are very common symptoms of gut health challenges that I see that are deeply linked to your acne, so I'm going to share them now. Some common gut health challenges that I see that deeply impact your acne are not going to the bathroom for days on end, or going to the bathroom 4 to 5 to 6 times a day with like looser stools, or both in varying degrees. You've taken antibiotics for your skin, you get hives on your face after you eat, you have food intolerances and or suspect some, and you get stomach cramps more than 1 time a week. You have maybe gas, like kind of painful stomach challenges, and or you've been on the birth control pill for more than a month. Do any of those challenges sound like you? And if so, let's discuss. When I first began my natural acne healing journey, I was super surprised by one study in particular. There were 2 doctors, John H. Stokes and Donald M. Pillsbury, who were actually a few of the very first doctors to link gut inflammation to overall inflammation, and they recommended using Lactobacillus acidophilus cultures to remedy gut issues and to support natural acne healing. And when I read about this study, it was like a light went off in my brain. I had never really struggled with like diarrhea per se, but I definitely struggled with constipation. And my acne was bad for 15 years, and they always prescribed some type of oral antibiotic, and that would help it, but then the problems would just come back. And focusing on gut health is a huge component of my natural acne clearing program, The Clear Code. So I wanted to give you some of the principles of gut healing in general so that you can start to understand why it works. I could easily say, hey, take a probiotic with 10 billion organisms or more, Lactobacillus acidophilus cultures, bifidobacterium, that'll help you heal your acne. But I want you to understand why more than anything, so you're really empowered with the knowledge. And if something comes up with your skin or something happens with your gut, you can kind of link the 2 and really understand what's going on just on your own. So let's talk about the 2 overarching principles and themes that I use for gut health challenges for my clients in my program, The Clear Code, and also how I have based a lot of our recipes, our meal plans, and action steps around gut healing. The 2 main themes that I use throughout my program from a gut healing perspective are the DGIN model and the 4 R's. Digestive Wellness is one of my favorite books when it comes to natural gut healing in general, and the microbiome, and I love the principles they use. And in the book, they discuss the DGIN model. The DGIN model involves looking at digestive wellness from a perspective of having many different details or aspects, but the 5 main kind of principles, focuses are digestion, intestinal permeability, gastrointestinal microbiota, immune function, and enteric nervous system. When you approach natural gut healing with these 5 factors in mind, you understand that our stomach, right, does way more than just digest your food. And actually, our digestion begins here and ends at the other end. And that it's a whole universe, it's a whole ecosystem on its own that not only impacts how we eat and digest food, but how we assimilate food, how we absorb vitamins, how our immune system works, and how our mood and mental health works. I mean, over 70% of serotonin is manufactured in the gut. So if your gut is not doing well, it may be impacting your mental health, which is wild, right? So you can imagine what impact your gut health is having on your skin. Alongside these kind of 5 factors of understanding how the gut works and what it does, I have also used the 4 R's, which is just a premise from Dr. Jeffrey Bland, and he's a functional medicine doctor, and they are remove, replace, reinoculate, and repair. So in the Clear Code, we focus on removing common offensive items for our gut health, right, that would negatively impact our gut. We replace these items with something better that supports healing, whole foods, nutrition, digestive enzymes, probiotics. We reinoculate our gut by introducing things like healthy bacteria, probiotics, fermented foods. And finally, we support the repair of our whole gut with healthy vitamins, multivitamins, that really allows us to start to increase our levels of the vitamins that we may have been depleted on as a result of our poor digestive health. So now that we have those very brief and general understanding of what's happening from a gut health perspective and how it's an ecosystem, I usually see people with acne struggling with two different challenges when it comes to their gut health. They're usually either struggling with diarrhea or constipation, and acne issues that are impacted by the gut are usually rooted in one of two challenges. The lining of your stomach has been compromised, so the digestion assimilation element isn't functioning normally, and you aren't able to absorb important anti-inflammatory skin healing ingredients like zinc or vitamin A, or the bacteria in your stomach has been compromised from excessive antibiotic use, and this is negatively impacting your ability to process out toxins. So the goal is to not only repair the lining, your intestinal wall of your gut, but also to support the healthier and more optimal absorption of nutrients, and then also the release of waste. So our gut health is this multi-system ecosystem process that's rather complicated, doesn't get fixed overnight, but definitely impacts your skin. So let's examine two main symptoms of gut health challenges and how we can start to address them, start to improve them for clearer skin in general. Let's say you struggle with looser stools, aka diarrhea. So when I say looser stools or diarrhea, I don't mean a 72-hour period. Something that comes up a lot with my clients is they'll say, oh, this weekend I ate some food and it made my stomach feel kind of weird, but it's all better now. That's normal and actually the sign of your body doing a good thing. Occasionally, I'd say maybe 2-ish times a year, 2 to 3 times a year, I'll eat something new, or I'll go to a new restaurant, or I'll try a new food and my stomach will not like it. It'll be like, whoa. And either I'll have cramps or I'll get rid of the food really quickly. And so something that we do really quickly is your body will just try to get rid of that. It's actually a sign of your body doing the right thing. Identifying viruses or toxins or bacteria or something that it doesn't want. When you have diarrhea, for example, it's not always the worst thing in the world, I promise. Now, that's acute. If you have chronically looser stools, if you have chronic diarrhea, that's a different discussion. Here are some common questions you can ask yourself to start to understand what's happening with your body from a gut health perspective that may help you start to troubleshoot diarrhea. Number one, did you change your gut health routine recently? Did you start or you stop a probiotic or a prebiotic? Did you add in a ton of fruits and veggies or a ton of yogurt or a ton of fermented foods? Did you start taking antibiotics? Are you dealing with a food intolerance that you aren't honoring? Did you eat something that didn't agree with you? This goes back to what I shared before. Temporary diarrhea is not something, again, always chat with your doctor if you're having significant gut health. I am not a doctor. This is not a diagnosis. But once or twice a year, my stomach gets a little funky from some food I ate, and it's totally fine, totally normal. Some action steps you can take to start to address looser stools are that if you changed something recently that made you have a little bit more diarrhea, I would recommend to change it back. I know that sounds kind of simple, but sometimes we change things that was actually working when we shouldn't. The second action step you can take are start to address and or explore common food intolerances, which are gluten grains, dairy, corn, eggs, citrus, peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish. Number 3 action step that I've seen to be pretty effective is actually sometimes you're eating too many digestion supporting foods, as in you're eating too much cruciferous vegetables, you're eating too many legumes, you're eating too many binding food. You're not eating enough binding foods actually. So things like sweet potatoes, seeded bread, like Ezekiel brand, or oats for breakfast. Sometimes you truly are eating too much fiber and or too many probiotics and they aren't supporting you. So I would definitely check that out and or explore that option. Common problem number 2 that could be impacting your acne, and I see this one more than the other, is that you're chronically constipated. This is up for discussion, but I consider chronically constipated as you're going to the bathroom less than once a day. Some common questions you can ask yourself are you eating enough fiber or protein? How much of your daily food items are just simple carbs like bread and pasta? How much water are you drinking? If you're having 50 ounces or less, it's just not enough. I can't stress this enough, actually. I've seen such a big impact on my digestion just from increasing my water. How many fruits and vegetables are you having daily? Are you eating the same foods over and over again? Some common action steps that you can take to start to address being chronically constipated. This is probably the overarching challenge I see for most of my acne clients, is that they're dealing with estrogen dominance. I have videos about that. I'll share it there, number one. But number two, they are chronically constipated for the reasons that I just mentioned. So some action steps you can take to start to heal your gut from a constipation perspective are, number one, you can add in way more water. I drink about 100 ounces a day. I know that sounds insane, but I do. You can grab healthy probiotics, 10 billion organisms or more, Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium. You can take some prebiotics. So that's foods like garlic, asparagus. You can add in fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, and you can grab yogurt. All of those things, honestly, I wouldn't recommend doing all of those things that I just mentioned all in one day if you're chronically constipated, because you will go to the bathroom. I would pick 2 to 3 of those action steps and add them in daily. Another action step that you can add in too is to drink dandelion tea, because it'll support bile flow from your liver. I definitely see healthier digestion when I'm drinking dandelion tea. Now, all of that being said, if you've had chronic gut issues and you've taken the birth control pill, doxycycline, Accutane, and or spironolactone, and you really believe, you know in your bones that gut health challenges are impacting your skin, I would love to see if we could help you in my natural acne clearing program. Everything we do in the Clear Code supports gut healing. It's actually one of the core foundational elements of the program, because without a healthy gut, really the rest of your life isn't going to be fantastic. And I say that from experience. And so what we do at the very beginning of the program is really identify what gut health challenges you're having, if any. We decide on an action plan, especially from a gut health perspective, and we take very strategic action steps to start to heal your acne naturally week over week from the inside out to support natural acne healing via gut healing. You can also check out our Root Acne Triggers webinar, where I go over the 7 main root acne triggers for your breakouts. I share 9 action steps you can take today to start to heal your acne naturally from the inside out. And it's a free webinar, so register below for that if you're interested. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified if I post a new video. And if you have a mother, brother, sister, father, all the people who needs help with acne healing, please send them this video. I would love to be this kind of spark for them to really know. Because what happens when you're dealing with chronic gut issues that you can't really get an answer for, and or chronic acne issues, or both, is that you feel like you're running around telling everyone something is wrong with my stomach and it's impacting my skin, and no one's listening. And I really want you to know that I'm listening. I hear you. That is a common challenge that I see. You are not alone. And so if anyone takes anything from this video and that's it, that makes me happy. So I will see you in the next video.